Namaste and welcome to Real TV, where today we are talking about Surya Namaskar, otherwise known as Sun Salutations, and why this is such a great way for me to start my day. Maybe it's a great way for you to start your day as well. I'm going to break it down for you today and make sure that there are lots of variations for levels of difficulty. And this is a strong foundation for any yoga practice. So from this practice we can elaborate and develop more complex versions of this foundation. And it is a good starting point for anyone practicing yoga. And it is a good exercise for warming up the body for basically any other sort of movement activities. Please remember, if you don't know how to listen to your body, please consult your doctor or a yoga professional out there. Always remember to listen to your body and your body's wisdom. Take it slow. Do things with the right alignment and always utilizing the breath. Let's begin. So we're going to start at the front of our mat with our hands in Namaste, picking the shoulders up, rolling them back and down. Pelvic girdle is neither reaching back nor pushing forwards too much. We're finding a nice middle position. So from here, please align your feet so they are parallel, pointing forwards. Now, for some of you, it might feel more comfortable to start off with your feet hip width apart, or touching with heels slightly apart to find your parallel position. This is a choice that's up to you. And I encourage you to find a position that feels like you're getting the most out of it. Now, further on down the road, we'll talk more about how we can use variations in our practice to strengthen and work harder on different areas of our body. So today, here we go. Today I'm going to say hip width apart. Hands to Namaste, shoulders are rolled up, back and down, neutral pelvic position, and exhaling. Inhale. Exhale, dropping the hands down. Inhale, reaching the arms out to the side, reaching up, slowly looking up. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how the head and the arms are moving in one motion, synchronized with the breath. Exhale. back to namaste. Back, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Reaching the arms out to the side, keeping those shoulders dropped back and down as you reach out to the sides, pulling the shoulders in towards your midline while the fingertips reach as far away from you as possible. We always want to have this counter movement going on, so the shoulders are rolling in, back and down, while the fingers are reaching in the opposite position, opposite direction. This juxtaposition is what really brings strength and stability into the body. We have to have as much as we can relax. When I stretch my arm out, my bicep is relaxing, my tricep is contracting, but then there's the lengthening of the entire joint. So from my middle finger, the length comes from this being stable and us reaching through the entirety of our bone structure. And again, here we go. And exhaling. Inhale. Reaching up, looking up, stretching up. And forward bend. Sit bones move towards the wall behind us. Pelvic tilt. Reaching with those arms. Shoulders are still pulled back and down as the sit bones move towards the ceiling above us and behind us. Knees are either engaged completely where the patella is drawing up into the quadriceps, or we keep a slight bend in our knees so we don't lock out the legs. This choice is up to you, and both have benefits in different ways, but we want to make sure that when we do have a full extension in the leg, that patella is engaged with the quadriceps to protect the back of the knee so we don't hyperextend. I used to be hyper flexible, and that was because I didn't have certain areas of my body that were strong enough to hold things in proper ways. We'll get into that in a whole another video, talking about alignment and how we can strengthen certain muscle groups to create good alignment in the body. So again, here we go. And in our forward bend, sit bones reaching back. My quads are engaged as my entire body reaches forward. Sit bones moving back, reaching forward. And here, if you feel this at this point, which I do here, this is where, when I get to this halfway point, square angle here, here's where I can start bending the knees. Really bending the knees so I can find this connection between the lower belly and the upper thighs. We will come back to this connection time and time again, and I will be referencing it time and time again. This connection between the lower belly, upper thighs, and how this pelvic girdle moves in connection with that is going to be one of our key hinges. And I will come back to this hinge language as we continue on in developing our language together, in developing our awareness together of the body and how it moves. Mechanics is what I will be talking about lots as we continue to develop things together here. So, as I was saying, sit bones move back, knees bend, reaching out, reaching out, reaching out. As you can see, connection lower belly, upper thighs. Head moves towards the knees. This is called head knee pose. Now, if we want to get more length, once we're in head knee pose, we move the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Connection first. This is good alignment. We've got the sit bones moving back. Connection is made. We get, so our head moves towards our knees. Then the sit bones can reach up towards the ceiling. Okay? Once we're here, we can let the arms go. We can grab the ankles. We can grab the wrists if we like. These are options that are up to you. You can step on the hands. You can step on the palms like this, drawing your elbows towards the wall behind you. There's all sorts of variations you can do here. Once again, always listen to your body when we're in a variation. Find a variation that works for you. I always try and find an area where I'm walking this tightrope line between everything feeling wonderful in my body, and yet I'm still working on finding a little bit more space, a little bit more breath, a little bit more stretch. I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're stretching. So, sit bones move up, we come up halfway, flatten out the back, sit bones move back, looking forwards, or head in alignment with the rest of the spine. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flatten out the back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Notice the shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Forward bend, and here we go. Right foot back into a low lunge. Talking mechanics again. Body alignment. Knee is directly over the medial and lateral malleolus. Hips are in one line. So if you had a stick that was going through there like this, your hips would be parallel. Right? Parallel. Perpendicular to your leg. Knee directly over the medial malleolus. And there's a variance in here. Some teachers will say, here's your limit. You can take the knee to that line when it's in alignment with the front toes. That's your limit. Never going past that. My starting point is perpendicular. If I want to get more stretch, more length, I can reach through that back leg. Again, exploration, I encourage it, but let's get our foundation right first. Let's start with a good perpendicular, everything's square, If you want more work here, you can tuck that back toe under and reach through that back heel. Nice alignment, hips are square. Here we go. If you want more work, you can come up onto your hand, bring your hands back up, flatten out that lower spine. Stay. If you want more work, you can reach up. Inhale, opposite foot comes back into our first plank. Spread the fingers as wide as possible. Shoulders and hands Again, in these nice alignment, perpendicular, directly below the shoulders, engaged core, sit bones, nice one line from the top of the head to my heels. My entire body is engaged here. Shoulders are rolled back and down. My core is engaged. My quads are engaged. My buttocks are engaged. Heels reaching back and elbows come in tight, very slowly coming down, and then the knees drop down. Sit bones move towards the ceiling, rolling back and under. Chest comes down. Passive lower back bend. Hands in line with the nipples. Thumbs in line with the nipples. Sit bones reaching back and up. Forehead comes to the ground. Finding the breath here. Elbows drawing in towards one another, shoulders rolled back and down. Exhale, everything comes flat. Shoulders are still rolled back and down. Without using the hands at all, we inhale, extend through the crown of the head, looking up, stretching up. Always, this is just lower back contraction here. So, feet are zipped up, knees pressing in towards one another. As we inhale, contracting the lower back muscles to reach up, looking up, stretching up. And you can reach through those big toe joints, pulling from the inside, pulling both thighs towards one another, and then reaching towards the wall behind you. So the inner thighs squeeze together. The knees draw in towards one another, and we're gently rolling the inner thigh joints in and stretching the feet back. So, again, reaching everything back. Forehead comes to the mat. Tuck the toes in and under. Inhale, shoulders roll back and down, pressing through the center of your palms. Coming back up, pressing the ground away from you. So shoulders are rolled back and down. The weight pushes back through the heels of the palms. Reaching back. And you can bend the knees. So downward facing dog. This is what I want to see in a downward facing dog. Again, connection, lower belly, upper thighs. Doesn't matter if your heels come to the ground. It's not important in the beginning. I want to see nice alignment from the wrist joint all the way through the shoulders. Shoulders rolled back and down. Rolled back and down. So there we go. That's flat. Shoulders pulled back and down. We're working on this motion here where it's overhead, but as you can see, my shoulders drop back and down. So it's this motion right here where we're pushing the ground away, but the shoulder is also drawing in towards the body. Scapula is going down the back, one back and down. Pushing the ground away, connection between lower belly, upper thighs. Fingers are spread wide. Elbows roll in towards one another to draw the shoulders back and down and create front stability. That connection is there. One line from the wrists to the sit bones. One line. And then we can slowly work on dropping our feet towards the ground. Not as important as feeling that connection here and here. Chin drops towards the chest. Your drishti here is your belly button. Or you can look at your knees. These are our focal points, our looking direction, finding the breath. Looking forwards. Inhale. I like to come up onto my tippy fingers and inhale, contracting lower abdominal muscles, drawing that right foot back in. Here we go. Drawing it in and reaching it forwards. If we need a hand here, we just give our foot a hand. Once again, finding the alignment on your mat. If you can find one of these mats, they're amazing. It's cork by a brand called Limerence. It's got nice lines on it so you can see how you're lining up, and you can use those lines as a reference further on in your practice. Again, knee alignment. Knee is directly over the ankle bones. Ankle bones, middle toe is pointing directly forwards. Pelvic girdle is centered. And for some of us, finding where that's going to be is going to require us to maybe move our foot out or in. Now, you're all going to have different working levels that you're at. Again, make sure that your alignment is correct, that there's no pinching or sharp pains or anything like that. Sharp pain is not a good sign. Never want to work with pain. So here we go. Again, shoulders rolled up, back and down. That back leg, come up, tucking the toes under to find that alignment. If you want to come to this position, you're welcome to. If you want to come to here, you're welcome to. Finding the breath. Reaching the arms up, around. Inhale, opposite foot comes to meet the sit bones, forward bend. Again, variations. Step on the hands, reaching the backs of the legs. Sit bones move up towards the ceiling. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, flat back, and forward bend. Now, we're going to do the simple variation that I like as a starting point for this, and that is sit bones drop down, engage lower core muscles, sucking, drawing the belly button towards the back of the spine, engaging your pubococcygeal muscles, Tummy moves towards the back of the spine, and we're rolling up one vertebra at a time. Arms like a rag doll, ragdolling up. Inhale. Sit bone rolls under. Our sit bones and our tailbone rolling under is what is going to bring us into perfect alignment. Back up. And exhale. Inhale. Sit bones draw back. Tailbones rolling under. Shake out the arms, shake out the head. Sit bones rolling under. You can see that back. Flattening out. Stacking the vertebra. One on top of the next. Perfect alignment. When we're 3/4 of the way up, here, then the shoulders roll up, back and down, and the rest of the head follows. Again, finding that neutral position in the head. If you want, you can practice saying yes, saying no, saying yes, saying no, and then try and find how is my head situated in space. Checking in with the body again. So, how am I standing now? How am I situated in space-time? Bring my hands back to Namaste. Exhale. Saluting the totality of who I am in this world. Saluting the totality of who you are in this universe. Exhale, dropping the hands down. Inhale, arms reach out to the sides, looking up, stretching up, reaching up. Exhale. And exhale, forward bend. Sit bones reaching back, bending the knees, reaching out. And exhale, sit bones move up towards the ceiling. Inhale, halfway up, onto the tippy toes, onto the tippy fingers. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. 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 And left foot back into low lunge. Again, if we're feeling a little bit warm now, we can slowly start reaching that back foot back a little bit more. Create a little bit more stretch in the groin there. Shoulders rolling up, back, and down. You can have your fingers here if you need lots of support in this position. If you're feeling comfortable there, you can come up a little bit more. Shoulders roll back and down if that's comfortable for you. Hands can come to Namaste. If that's comfortable for you, you can roll the toe up and under and come up on the toes. If that's comfortable for you, we can reach the arms up towards the sky. Arms reaching forwards. Inhale, opposite foot comes back into our plank. Again, hands directly beneath the shoulders. Shoulders, elbows rolling in. Shoulders rolling up, back, and down. Hands pressing towards the ground. Tailbone tucked under. Entire core is engaged. quads are engaged. Core is engaged, quads engaged. Coming into one line. If you want a core workout, you can just stay here. Honestly, you can just stay here for 5 minutes. If you want to work your core, this is one of the best ways to do it. Just doing planks. Elbows moving in towards center line. Slowly, knees drop, chest drops, chin drop, shoulders back and down. Tailbone reaching towards the back of the head. And flatten everything out. Forehead can rest on the ground for a moment. Thumbs in line with the nipples. Middle fingers pointing directly forwards in a straight line. Elbows drawing in towards one another. Legs zipped up. Zipped up. Zipped up from the inner thigh to the big toe. Big toes reaching back towards the wall behind us. Inhale. And slowly using those lower back muscles to roll up, look up, stretch up. Toes tucking under, engaging the lower core muscles, pressing through the hands, pressing the ground away from you. Again, finding that connection between the lower belly and the upper thighs. Finding that space that's going to work best for you. You know, like I said, from that plank position, perpendicular, you know, from our clavicles, straight forwards, perpendicular to the body. Nice lines, 90-degree angle. Pressing the ground away, shoulders drop back and down, elbows roll in towards one another, pressing back to get that nice line from those wrists to the sit bones, and finding the breath. Forwards. Inhale up onto the tippy fingers, up onto the tippy toes. Left foot reaches forward into a lunge. Perpendicular. Center of that knee joint. Right in a perfect line. We'll start talking about center line, but so in the body, on every joint, on every part of our body, we have a center line. So our medial malleolus can be a reference for our center line here. And that center line is going right up to the top of our knee. That's your perpendicular line at 90 degrees to the floor. Inhale, reaching back, heel back if you want more. again, here's our starting position. If we want more, we can lengthen that foot back. Get it more into the groin here. Okay, from there, hands on the ground. If you want a little bit more, you can come up onto the tips of the fingers. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. You want more? Take that head from that line, reaching up, looking up, stretching up. You want more? Picking the hands up off the ground, dropping in to that groin. You want more? If you get up to here, here's where you have to start engaging those core muscles. Because once we tuck that toe under, we have to engage those core muscles to roll that pelvis under a little bit and reach that heel back. If we're good here, we can reach up towards the ceiling above us. Wherever you're at is fine. We can find the work just here and finding the breath, breathing deeper into all the places that are sore. You don't have to be a pro. Work with where you're at. Practice, daily practice is what makes progress. Not trying to skip the work. So where were we? Here we were. And hands come down. Inhale, tucking that back foot back, engaging those lower core muscles. Inhale, opposite foot comes back to reach the front foot, and belly thigh connection. Sit bones reach up towards the ceiling. Inhale, contracting the lower abdominal muscles. Chin drops towards the chest. Sit bones roll under. Engaging those core muscles. Shoulders loose. Head loose. Stacking the vertebra. One on top of the next. Perfect alignment. 3/4 of the way up. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. That's the namaste. Thighs are engaged. Knees are engaged. Hopefully at this point we can find our mountain posture nice and tall. Grounding from the feet. Patella moves up into the quadriceps. Feet are moving into the ground. Into the ground. Sit bones, buttocks gently clench to roll the hips forward and finding the neck in alignment with the rest of the spine. Shoulders rolled up, back and down. Mountain pose. Hands come to namaste. Relax everything. Shake it out a little bit. Chin tucks towards the chest. Fingertips can come to third eye. Namaste. This is our basic sun salutations. We'll work on developing some more complex versions as we go down this road together, and find some common language we can all work with. Thank you for being here with me today. Namaste. I salute the complete you as I do salute the complete me. Thanks for being here.